Marjorie Taylor Greene now regrets voting for Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill. Why is this, you might ask? Well, she found a provision inside of the bill that prevented states from regulating AI for 10 years. And this is something that I did not know about. And if I would have read it or known about it, I would have found very concerning, considering the rapid advancement with AI. The exponential growth of AI, what it's able to do. I would believe it's probably safe to say that there should be some regulations on AI. That's just my opinion. Having dealt with AI, I told a story on another video I did where I have experience coding, like just raw coding websites, coding components, stuff like this. And having experience with coding, I know how much time goes into coding a website from scratch. It takes a lot of time. These AIs now, you can go to just about any AI chatbot, Grok. You can go to ChatGPT. In any of your normal basic AI chatbot, you could tell it to make you a website, and you can just type in those words, and it will make you a website. Now, that website it makes may not be the greatest, but if you adjust it or tell it to do different things, it's going to be able to do those things. Pretty mind-blowing. When I first started doing this, I was like, this is mind-blowing. AI has gotten to this point where it knows how to code, and it can code in multiple different languages. And I actually built a tool that I use a lot because I post a lot to Instagram, Facebook. I create a lot of content, post a lot of news, and I created a tool where I could trim and clip videos before downloading the video. And this is something I just use for myself. And I created the whole thing with AI. It was mind-blowing to me. I could tell it to do this and it would do that. I mean, you still have to have some technical knowledge, but at the end of the day, the AI was doing all the coding. And would this have been something I could have done myself? Maybe with a lot of research, but with AI, I did it in maybe a week. And I wasn't even spending a whole lot of time developing this thing. And eventually I made it and it works great. So seeing that, I see kind of what AI can do. I see the growth of AI and just generally being online and observing some of the stuff that AI is doing with videos and other things. I'm like, man, this is scary. I mean, we are advancing at a rapid pace and considering the implications of what AI is, they call it artificial intelligence. If you put something like this into a robot or something, your imagination goes wild. So I digress. On the bill, that part of the bill makes me very uncomfortable. But do you know what else makes me uncomfortable? Marjorie Taylor Greene all of a sudden regretting voting for the bill. Now, why does this make me uncomfortable? Well, it's because she did not read the bill. And I know this because all of a sudden she regretted voting for the bill and she said she did not read the bill. And now she is saying that if she had known about this, she would not have voted for it. Now, I'm not saying that a congressman or a congresswoman shouldn't vote for this bill. I am simply saying I am highly uncomfortable with this certain aspect of the bill. But even worse, I'm more uncomfortable with our congressmen and women having no clue what they are casting a vote for. Come on. Marjorie Taylor Greene literally voted for something she had no idea about. She might actually, I guess that's unfair. She might have had a very rudimentary knowledge. She might have had very rudimentary knowledge of exactly what was in the bill, but probably not too much more than you or I. And do you not find that a little concerning? I find that very concerning. I believe it should be mandatory for these congressmen to know what's in a bill and to have to read it before voting for the bill. But this is Marjorie Taylor Greene. She said that she was wrong to vote for the bill. She talks about the AI provision in there and how she would not have voted for the bill if she had known about this provision. Watch.
Never want to see a situation where state rights are stripped away. And that's exactly what it says in that bill text, that it would take away states' rights to regulate or make laws against AI for 10 years. And I think that's pretty terrifying. We don't know what AI is going to be capable of within 1 year. We don't know what it will be capable of in 5 years, let alone 10 years. And I think we have to protect states' rights to be able to regulate and make laws that they need to make for their states.
I completely agree. Everything she says here is 100% accurate. I think it's very important for states to have the ability to regulate these types of things, to be able to inspect these types of things because of certain certain dangers that can arise from technologies. It happens all the time. And to explicitly put something in this bill and say that states do not have the right to regulate AI, I do not understand why they're putting this in the bill. I have a slight suspicion it has something to do with AI companies lobbying Donald Trump for these types of provisions in the big beautiful bill. I mean, notice Donald Trump has surrounded himself with a lot of crypto people, with a lot of AI people, technology. And there, I'm not saying that there's anything necessarily wrong with that, because this is, I believe, AI particularly is another revolution that's going to go all over the world. So there is somewhat of an arms race that is happening right now between China and some other countries with AI. But to simply strip states rights away from looking at these things and developing laws around how to use AI, I think is very dangerous.
For the bill in the House, she now says, in full transparency, that she wasn't aware of a section that would strip states of their ability to regulate artificial intelligence for the next decade. Here's what she posted on social media, quote, "We have no idea what AI will be capable of in the next 10 years, and giving it free rein and tying in states' hands is potentially dangerous." Now, the Congresswoman says if the Senate doesn't strip out that portion of it, she'll vote against it if and when it heads back to the House. With us once again here on the Hill, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, Republican from Georgia. Thanks for being back with us, Congresswoman. You say in full transparency you didn't know that this was in there, and now you're shining a light on it. How did you not know that it was in there, and how'd you find out about it?
Well, we don't get the full bill text until very close to the time to vote for it. And so that was one section that...
Wait a second. Okay. So according to her, it's not her fault. And if this is true, this is insane. So the congressmen and women who vote for these bills get the bill text a very short time before voting for the bill. That should be illegal. How can you vote for something? How can you vote for something knowledgeably? Is that even a word? How can you knowledgeably vote for something if you don't know what is in the bill? What exactly are our representatives doing? Do they just look at it? Okay, this is coming from a Republican. This is coming from a Democrat. So if it's coming from a Republican, I'm going to vote for it. If it's coming from a Democrat, I'm going to vote for it. Is that how it actually works in D.C.? Because if that is how it works, that's crazy, okay? We expect so little. We have gotten to the point where we are so jaded. We expect so little from our congressmen and women that we don't even really bat an eye when something like this happens. When we realize that they're not even reading the bills, or when the text of these bills are given to the people who vote for them right before they have to vote for them. I mean, that absolutely blows my mind.
It was 2 pages that I didn't see. And I'm being very transparent and honest about it with everyone, but I find it so problematic that I'm willing to come forward and admit that those are 2 pages that I didn't read, because I never want to see a situation where state rights are stripped away. And that's exactly...
So that's pretty much it here. I wanted to give the explanation as to why she did not know this was in the bill. And I guess that's I don't want to say it's an acceptable explanation, because this should have been an issue before the bill was voted upon. She should have brought this issue prior. She should have been like, hey, I don't know what's in this bill. Why are you asking me to put my stamp of approval on something I have no idea about? So I think she should have done that. But I will give her props, at the very least, I'll give her props for bringing this issue to the forefront, knowing she, could face some criticism from people like myself for not reading the bill. So I'll give her props on this. But what do you guys think of this big, beautiful bill? Do you think this is a reason for congressmen and women not to vote for this bill? What do you think about states not being able to regulate AI for 10 years? Do you think that is acceptable, or do you find that dangerous? Let me know down below in the comments what you think. Like and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. But until then, I'll see you on the next one.